The importance of a good credit history. Copyright Manish Thatte. Saptarang@outlook.com. I write this article primarily for my kids and nephews and nieces. But, I am sure, all my readers will definitely learn something from it. Today, I want to relate an incident which has unfolded over the course of the past few weeks. See if you can learn something out of it. I had purchased a small 1 BHK flat, which I was planning to hand over to one of my uncles. But, some days back my uncle expired. The flat was lying vacant. So, I was wondering how to best utilize that flat. Eventually, I came to the conclusion that I should just sell off that flat and utilize the funds somewhere else. Also, at the same time, one of my long-serving and most honest janitors was searching for a decent accommodation. I said, okay, let's give that house to her. She said she didn't have the requisite funds up front. I said, okay, let's not miss this chance to do a good deed. So, I agreed to sell that house to her at a concessional rate. And I also requested a banker friend of mine to process her loan application promptly. The really interesting part of this story starts here. So, okay, I called the janitor's husband and son to my office and also called the banker to my office. The son handed over all his documents to the banker. The son was a taxable person and he seemed to have paid all his income taxes in time. I requested the banker to overlook any small lacunae in the application. I also told the banker that I am underwriting this proposal, meaning that if there is some small default in the loan repayment, I myself will make it good. The banker was happy. The janitor's son was happy. The banker took the loan application with him for processing. As we all know, a banker's business is to lend money. And ensuring a good credit history while lending money is the most important part of their standard operating procedure. So, the banker checked the son's credit history. The banker, being a very prudent professional, also checked the janitor's husband's credit history. And this is where the problem started. An agricultural loan in default, personal loans with a history of disputes and settlement. A two-wheeler loan, the MS of which have been overdue. Overdue MS for a refrigerator. A hard hit a couple of times, as part of previous home loan applications. Today, my banker friend called me up and clearly indicated that the file was improcessable from the bank's end. End of the home dream for this family? So, here is my advice to you all. 1. Pay all your taxes in time and file the returns in time. 2. Save some money for a rainy day or a corona lockdown. 3. Borrow money. Yes, I said it right. If you never borrow any money, you will have a credit score of -1. In the future, if you are ever in need of funds, a banker would not have any reference as to whether you are a genuine case and whether you will repay your loan properly. So, it is very important to build a good credit history. And you do so by transacting with the bankers in some way. Take a small loan and of course, repay it promptly. The bigger your loan and prompter your repayment, the stronger your file becomes. And you need to build this strength over time. No professional MBA or CA education will tell you this most important trick. 4. Some other factors that contribute to a good credit score, such as keeping credit card balances low, maintaining a mix of different types of credit, and limiting credit applications also go a long way in building a solid credit history. 5. It is also important to monitor one's credit report for errors or fraudulent activity regularly. See, a bank exists not just so that you can save your money with them. The bank's main business is to lend money and earn interest on that money. Banks like people who save, but also, banks like people who borrow money, and more importantly, repay. Also, it is very unfair and unethical to borrow but to not repay. That is the reason people with poor credit history never make any progress in life. Because they don't have the solid backing of the bankers. Best. Manish.